Hello, welcome back to my channel. This is Chrysalis Invictus Tarot. I'm so happy to have you here, and to all the new subscribers, thank you so much for joining. And to the old subscribers, thank you so much for supporting. We are slowly growing, which is beautiful, and it makes for a really interesting reading. So today I have a reading for confidence. We're going to take a look at maybe where you might lack confidence, and this could be something you already know, but maybe pinpointing some aspects of that, and then taking a look at maybe some advice, some guidance. We have a couple of tarot decks and some oracle decks to try and help you with that, and we'll see what comes of it. So as you can see, we have 3 piles, and just before we get started, let's ground, taking a nice deep breath in through the nose and out through the nose, letting the shoulders relax down from the ears, feeling grounded and supported in this space. And I welcome you to call in your guides, as I call in my guides, energies, entities, ancestors, to bring in the messages that you need today. And also feeling peace if those messages aren't coming through in this reading. And to those who have carried forth these traditions and continue to carry them forth with less freedom than we do, we send our love and healing. When you're ready, making your selection, I will meet you at your pile. Pile number 1, welcome to your reading. Perhaps you chose this stone or the number 1 from your intuition. I am filming during the day and it can be very noisy outside my window, so I may have to pause for noise. I don't like to use the headphones. It makes the camera wobbly. So that's my little bit of admin to share with you today. So let's get started and talk about confidence. So, Fox. While I was shuffling for your pile, shuffling the decks, there was a bit of information that came in. There's something to do with love life where there's a balance of impulsivity or an imbalance of impulsivity and love, and maybe having really short bursts in terms of relationships, or really passionate, short-lived relationships. With the fox, it says shadow work. Just give me a moment. Okay, so far this pile has been chaos. The music started to get really loud. I spilled my green smoothie all over pile number 2. So there's an overflowing, there's an abundance of energy here. And this says there are no shadows without light. I really feel like this is for you. You struggle with this fieriness, it's almost like you may have a dark sense of humor, and this dark sense of humor kind of masks what you're going through. But like, if anyone is really listening, it's an indication of what's really going on with you. It's like your way of calling out. I'm going to pull some cards and then we'll come back to this. More clarity about confidence. It's almost like your wit is too... Okay, so the things like too much, too quick. And the reason I keep stopping myself is I don't believe in that, but that is what is being said. Too much, too quick. That you have been almost, if you haven't been silenced, you've silenced yourself. Like you're afraid to make people feel inferior almost. No more. Okay. So we have the 6 of emotions. Okay. and the 8 of emotions. This is definitely about struggling to, my goodness, chaos. Struggling to communicate your feelings. This comes from, oh, sorry, I said 6 of emotions. It's 9 of emotions. 9 of cups. To speak up about your desires, your wishes, your feelings, your, it's like, yeah, you're not confident about your emotions. You don't have an authority about your emotions. You're not necessarily good at asking for what you want. It feels like there's a fear. It's almost like you think that what you want is too intense for other people. Or it's a part of you, if you reveal it, that will be too much. And then you'll be left. Knight of Voices. So this is the Swords. Knight of Swords. Yeah, there's just like, the not funny, but kind of funny thing about this is that you are a communicator. You communicate a lot. You express a lot of things. You have a lot of things to say. You're smart. You're clever. You've got this fox energy, right? So it could be that people don't even recognize that you have this confidence issue. It's so well hidden behind the humor and everything else. 2 cards fell out, so we're going to take them both. 2 of emotions. Okay. So the main area of your life that this is expressing itself, and the 7 of Voices, is speaking your truth in relationships. Foxes, again. You know what, you guys? I'm going to do messages from Fox. And when I do, you're definitely going to want to check that video out. There's going to be a message for you there. So we're looking at a situation where in partnerships and relationships, your lack of confidence in expressing your emotions leads to what is almost like deception. Like it gets to the point where you're kind of like lying to the person because you're not telling them how you feel. And maybe, you pick people who are more direct, who will make choices, and that kind of gives you an out so that you can just be like, well, they made the choices, rather than taking responsibility for these emotions, which is like, it comes from a fear from childhood for sure. Yeah, as you start to love yourself, more cups. As you start to choose yourself, choose your direction. More situations in your life that prove that you're not going to get left or abandoned. There's definitely abandonment wound here. You've got this beautiful love to give, this beautiful like stability and connection and just a really fun energy. To share with someone. Let's get one more to clarify the 7 of Voices. Okay, the Emperor. So when you learn to step into this truth, and it's really interesting that this is a bridge, because I do feel like this is this is very reflective of what is happening. There's this shadow self. I can't believe how reflective these cards are. The shadow work card and the foxes here. There's this shadow self beneath the surface. And when you learn to express that self and to accept that, you know, if people are accepting you without knowing this part of you, that's kind of on you because you're not showing it to them. So you have to give people the opportunity. Well, you don't have to do anything. I don't want to be like that. But it's important to give people the opportunity to be able to know that part of yourself and to trust that you have chosen people that are going to accept it, and to walk away from the people who don't accept it. And that's going to bring you into your personal power. So I see you becoming confident through self-love, through true connection, finding this sort of balance. I'm feeling a bunch of things actually. So the Emperor is Aries, but I'm also getting, there's a lot of Scorpio energy here, and there's something to do with Libra. But there's this balancing of, this is almost like what it's like in your head. Like your anytime you want to try and say something, your head is like, nope, this is how you get abandoned, or maybe you intellectualize your needs away and then become satisfied with the idea that no, you don't actually need that thing. Maybe you say that you're being unreasonable or something like that. Let's see if we can get more advice for you going forward. Confidence for my pile number 1. Confidence. Going forward. Yeah, so what was past is past. I really don't feel from you that you are going to make the same mistakes again, in that you have changed. So maybe you'll select the same person, but you'll see much faster who that person is, because I am getting a lot to do with relationships here, that you will see who that person is a lot faster than you would before. You have the insight you need to protect yourself. Release. This is about emotional release, being true to, we started with a lot of fiery, chaotic energy. I don't feel like you don't own your chaos, though. That's the thing. It's almost like owning your chaos and your intellect, your sharp intellect, misdirect people. So they see you as, they know that you're emotional, that you don't necessarily hide that you're emotional, but you hide your emotions related to them. So you'll show your emotions related to other things. And this is something that, like, this feels like things that have come from survival, right? And so maybe your needs weren't important when you were younger, or there were, you know, responsibilities that you had, or feelings that you were trying to protect in your parents or siblings, and so you got used to intellectualizing your feelings away. But it's time to let them out. And flexibility. I'm drawn to the fact that there's a new blossoming confidence in you to let things go. I feel that. And some of those things that you have to navigate and let go of are things that you would have had to use your wit for before. So it's almost like as you heal and as you grow, you won't need these tools as much. It'll just kind of happen naturally, like the leaves naturally fall from the tree. And the thing that I'm also drawn to here is like the thing that you're afraid of, the thing that you're most afraid of, and that hinders your confidence. This, let's say it's this tiger right here. The tiger is like waiting for you to follow it. So the key to opening up and being more confident is to follow the thing that you're afraid of. To communicate honestly and openly in your relationships, your friendships, about your emotions, about how you feel about things, instead of privileging someone else's feelings. And then setting hard boundaries because they've violated your boundaries because you haven't told them what they are. You know, that kind of situation. So I think that's where I'm going to leave you, pile number 1. I hope this was helpful and or interesting. Please leave me a comment down below. Let me know how it resonates, and we'll see you soon. Take care. Pile number 2, welcome to your reading. First of all, I want to say that I have linked down below a yoga and meditation practice for confidence, or for courage, I should say. So if you're interested, that information is down below. I want to say that I get the feeling here that you feel like you get dumped on a lot. So we're going to take a look at that and see how we can help you with that. Starfish. Intuition. Listen to your soul's truth. Think less, feel more. Interesting. This sort of came up in pile number 1, but in a different way. There's a flow, there's an ebb and flow to human emotion and human connection. And sometimes that ebb and flow may make you feel like you are being left behind, or specifically when people have to pull away. There's a bit of an abandonment wound here. And this has created an over-reliance on your thinking, on your ability to discern what is happening with your mind rather than your heart. Because your heart gets shut down right away, almost. It's like, nope, we are not involved, and it goes away, and then you are left just to think about things. We have temperance. The 3 of voices. This is swords. Yeah, so continuing with that idea of feeling like you have burdens on your back, or that you get dumped on a lot, there's definitely heartbreak here in your energy, along with this feeling of things are unfair, to the point where a tear has almost crystallized in your eye, that you're crying for the same thing over and over again, even when you think you're crying new tears. And this is what is holding you back from being confident, because you're blocking yourself off and not able to fully open up your light and your brightness and all of the beautiful things about you. Page of Voices. It's interesting that it said think less, and we're getting voices here. And the page of inspiration. Okay. So this has a lot to do with communication. The pages are messengers. So what you hear and what you say are incredibly important. They carry a lot of power. These are things that create your reality. They create your day even. So if you have, for instance, an anxious voice and you're constantly allowing that anxious voice to speak your truth, you're going to be trapped within that anxious space. I see that this could block your creativity as well. So when you are in this heart protective space, overthinking, feeling like things are unfair, and maybe things are unfair. I don't want to minimize that. I don't want to invalidate your feelings. I'm simply saying that while you're in that space, it's like, it's difficult to be creative. There are blocks to your creativity. Or it can become chaotic, sporadic. There could also be fog here as well. Like a fogginess that comes in, rolls in like a storm. Sagittarius is represented here. And yeah, that's all I'm really getting. I was getting a bit of Pisces from the Starfish card. Okay. Interesting. All right. So part of how you can help to boost your confidence is to embrace that you are the lion, not the lamb. This is about lifting yourself up out of victim energy. Wait for the right love offer. So if part of this is to do with your love life, wait for the person that's going to bring you exactly what you want and speak that into existence. Don't say things like, oh, this is never going to happen. I do this all the time. I anti-manifest for myself all the time. Again, no judgment. But it's almost like when you get, this is like shutting your heart off again, right? Like being in that space closes off your heart. Okay. And the Ten of Swords. You've got to feel the pain to get through the pain is the kind of message that's coming through. Four of Pentacles. Hold on to what is real and true. Hold on to what is, solid, and let go of the rest. You don't need it. Your confidence is buried under this pain. And part of that self-defensive, that eternal tear and those anxious voices. With the Ten of Swords, this is about coming to the end of a painful cycle. Ten of Swords, it's hitting rock bottom. Hitting rock bottom for heartbreak here specifically. And then you have the divine working on bringing in a love for you, bringing in love for yourself. Maybe you're going to bring a love offer in for yourself, or maybe this will come in through someone else. But it's from owning your strength. how badass you are, how much you've been through, what brought you to this place. I've got a weird message coming in, but I'm just going to say it. There are 9 guards at the gate, 9 doors, 9 locks, and 8 keys. But you only need to open one. Truth. Something is much simpler than it seems. Transformation. Something is much, much simpler than it seems and is right around the corner. Wisdom. You've got a blanket of dreams. Holding you high every night. These dreams are your way through transformation and wisdom. It's something about the way that you feel in your dreams or the way that you feel in those spaces. It instructs you, it shows you. This could be in meditations as well or journey work, that it shows you what it's like to feel empowered. So this is very much a message of finding confidence in your intuition, in your dreaming, intuitive abilities, in your sensing. This card is beautiful. Transformation. Sometimes it feels like transformation is the rose closing up, and sometimes it feels like blossoming. And so when the rose closes up, don't feel that you have fallen off this this train or whatever, like that you are going backwards. You're not going backwards, you're just transforming, and it comes in waves. The starfish again, reflective imagery here. And another part of this is how much control you have over your destiny. So maybe you feel that there are things outside of your control. That's why you're holding on to these things that are true and are solid over here. This could be family. This could be, the fundamental things that you know about yourself, the fundamental things that keep you strong and stable. You hold on to those things, and then from there, let everything flow around you. I hope this made sense. Please leave me a comment down below. Let me know, and take care. Pile number 3, welcome to your reading. We're taking a look at courage, confidence, maybe some issues in your life that might be hindering your growth in that area, or how we can help you to grow. I'll just mention that I do have a class for courage coming up on Sunday, April 4th at 8 p.m. The information is in the description box below if you want to check it out. It's yoga and meditation, an hour and a half to help build your courage. All right, we have horse, free spirit. Give yourself the space and freedom to express your creativity. I feel for you, pile number 3, that you tend to keep yourself small. You tend to keep yourself small and hidden. And you have all of this creative energy, and it's almost like on a creativity, if it was a lineup, you would let other people go first. So maybe you have other friends that are artists, other friends that are creative, and you just kind of, you're there and you're soft and you're peaceful and you just kind of let everyone go ahead of you. So I feel that what is coming in for you is about strengthening your relationship, or with feeling confident about stepping forward, and about being, it's an issue of, even if it's not a lack of confidence in your creativity, it's a lack of confidence in being the center of attention. So maybe there's a creative solution to that. Like, there's some artists who, I'm just assuming you're an artist at this point, but this could be for anything. There's some people who, make YouTube videos where you only see their hands, or where they publish things anonymously, or wear a mask, or just have some sort of creative way of not having the attention on them. So if it is an issue of being like almost desperately shy, it's okay. There's ways that you can work with that. Okay, we have the 9 of materials. Yeah, it's almost like you're afraid to own your accomplishments and to be confident about your accomplishments. And again, I really get the feeling that it's like wanting to be kind to others so that others don't feel insecure. This has the feeling of like not being able to fully navigate the space, or not knowing how to navigate the space between confidence and arrogance. So it's like being afraid that if you open up and say something that's confident, it will come off as arrogance and people won't like you for that. Cancer energy is here. Horses. Again, horses. Horse may be significant to you. But with horses, like, I think of them as just really docile, kind of, they're lovely, but they're really powerful. They've got a lot of power materially, right, in their bodies, in what they can do, in what they can hold. Their capacity is quite large. But they're not they're not glamour animals necessarily. They definitely don't have the grit of some other animals that you might be able to think of. Okay. Some of you, there could be some issues here with OCD, and you would know already. But there's definitely a relationship with selling yourself out, or selling yourself short, or giving yourself away to others, being overly generous. And so part of that is that it makes you, like, you feel good being generous. So that's not, no one's saying that's a bad thing. That's great. Being generous is, we need people to be generous in this world. So it's definitely a gift. But this generosity almost, again, it's like if you always let someone go ahead of you in line and you push yourself to the back of the line, you never get to check out. Like you never get to the checkout. You're continuously just kind of like letting other people go ahead of you. And I feel like if you were to, within yourself say, you know what, I deserve this place in line that I found. I only have, so much time as well. You know, I'm going to value my time. I'm going to value my gifts. And again, this is like case by case. I'm not saying don't be generous. I'm just saying that, you know, maybe be less generous. Or that it could be to your detriment sometimes. So let's take a look. Let's clarify. Aw. It's like, I feel like you hope that someone's going to recognize you. I feel like you hope like someone else will elevate you so that you don't have to. Wow, this is coming up again. So there could be someone in your life who suffers from addictions. This could be you as well. And this could be something that is holding you back or chaining you to a lack of confidence. Maybe some of the choices and decisions that you made through your addictions are binding you. Maybe you're no longer, you know, let's say if you were an alcoholic or are an alcoholic and you're no longer drinking, you've been sober for many years, but you're still holding yourself to the mistakes that you made. Even though you're this generous, wonderful person, you're still holding yourself to crimes committed, let's say, in the past. Or there's someone in your life who is like this, someone who has addictive personality tendencies, and you're always giving to this person. They're like a black hole for you. Part of what is going to help your confidence is no longer being in the life of this person. That's for some of you. They are just, you have this beautiful transformation on the way, and then you give it all away to this person. And so that's about stepping into the strength and knowing that you have, even though you have a lot of gentleness, beautiful lightness, generosity, nurturing, all of these beautiful energies, you can be nurturing and strong at once. You can be kind and not be weak. Maybe think of yourself as like this lion is protecting the lamb, you know? And that lamb is that delicate part of yourself, your confidence, that needs to grow in order for you to fully blossom and come into recognition of all these beautiful things that you have to offer. And it's really interesting, the free spirit in contrast with the devil. So there's definitely in this pile something that is binding you, and that is hurting your confidence. It's hindering your freedom. It could be a relationship, but it could be a job. It could be a way of thinking. And the Two of Wands. You've got a plan that's been brewing. A plan to travel. A plan to expand your horizons. And you're kind of, it's almost like you're looking at it secretly through the corner of your eye. Like this is something that other people don't know that you have brewing necessarily. You've got your eye on this, but very, very secretly. And that is going to help you to build this confidence, whatever that journey is. So it could just be that it's a specific road trip or something. It could be something small. It could be something really big. Again, always reading on a spectrum here. And King of Pentacles. This is so like, this King of Pentacles is in his skin. And he doesn't need to be front and center. He doesn't need to be anything to anyone but himself. And I feel like that is such a huge thing for you, that maybe a lot of the people around you are examples of confidence and things like that are performative. Maybe you're around a lot more fiery people than you. And so you think that you have to be fiery in order to be confident. But you have this beautiful, like, it's like your energy is like behind the scenes. And it's comfortable behind the scenes. It doesn't want to be the star of the show. It wants to be free. It wants to express itself, but it doesn't need to be the star of the show. And if that's the case, embrace that. You don't have to be the center of attention. You don't have to be the star. You also don't have to hold on to things that are making you uncomfortable or draining you. Because there's a lot of earth energy here, and this is about, I really get from the King of Pentacles this message about your home environment, or wherever you are being somewhere that you want to be. So if there's some situation in your life right now where you are in a physical situation that you don't necessarily want to be in, or that you don't feel comfortable in, maybe looking at what you could do to change that. But you've got something in the corner of your eye, and that's what you'll be moving toward. And I feel like whatever this is going to bring you material security in some way, like freeing yourself. So for instance, if this devil is a job, freeing yourself from that, because you've got a plan, freeing yourself from that, doing your plan is going to bring you material security. And then you can be generous from a place of plenty and to the right people. All right, we have abundance. Yes. Oh, I want this for you. Abundance coming in. And for you, abundance is a physical thing. It's a comfort in the home. It's comfort around you. It's feeling that you have made your own way, that you are giving from a full material cup as well. Like you like to take care of the people around you. It's funny I said you don't like to be front and center, because you do have the strength card here, but I'm getting that you're more the lamb outwardly, and your inside is the lion. Like it's like where, you know, a Leo would present as the lion, like someone who wants a lot of attention. And then we also have Aquarius here, Capricorn, abundance. So definitely sorting out your material situation is going to make you feel a lot more confident. But I also feel like having that, being able to celebrate your abundance is also helpful. Openness. Yeah, this is that open road. You're freeing yourself from something, and it's going to make all the difference. You may receive messages through astrology in the next while that are going to help guide you in your plan, that may indicate the right time and release. You're letting go of something that is holding you back. But you don't have to do it in a way that doesn't feel right or authentic to you, which is the beautiful thing. You can do it exactly as you want to. So I think I'm going to leave it there for you, pile number 3. I hope this was helpful. Please leave me a comment. I'm so grateful for your being here, and take care.